The tree that waited. In a quiet village surrounded by golden wheat fields and deep green forests, there stood an old, twisted tree just beside a forgotten stone path. The villagers called it the waiting tree. No one remembered who had planted it or why it stood alone away from the forest. But they knew one thing: the tree was special. Children would play around it, birds would sing from its branches, and even travelers felt peace when resting in its shade. But no one ever saw its leaves fall, not in autumn, not in storms. It stayed, waiting. The boy and the bread. Years ago, a boy named Idris, poor and barefoot, lived with his mother near the fields. Every morning, he walked past the tree to sell bread his mother baked. One winter morning, he found an old man sleeping beneath the tree, shivering and alone. The villagers avoided strangers, but Idris remembered his mother's words. Kindness costs nothing but means everything. So he took off his only scarf and gave it to the man. He even shared a loaf of bread, though he would earn less that day. The old man smiled weakly and said, "You have given without asking. One day, this tree will remember your heart." Idris laughed. "It's just a tree." The man replied, "Not just any tree. It listens. It waits." The next morning, the man was gone. Seasons change. Years passed. Idris grew up. His mother fell ill, and work was hard. He never stopped visiting the tree. Whenever he was sad, he would sit beneath it. The wind seemed to comfort him. Once, during a thunderstorm, lightning struck the ground nearby, but the tree remained untouched, and so did Idris. Some whispered the tree protected him. The storm inside. When Idris turned 18, his mother died. No relatives. No savings. He buried her with his own hands. That night, he sat by the tree and cried until dawn. He screamed at the stars, at God, at the wind. He hated the silence. He hated the unfairness. But the tree said nothing. Only the wind rustled the leaves, gently, as if listening. A stranger returns. 20 years later, Idris was a man of 40. A quiet farmer. No wife. No children. But he was known as the kindest man in the village. He helped build roofs, gifted food, and never asked for anything in return. One day, a caravan of scholars visited the village. Among them was a young man named Yusuf who told tales in the village square. But Yusuf didn't come for gold or trade. He came for the waiting tree. Secrets of the tree. Yusuf approached Idris and said, "This tree, it's the last of its kind. It is called a heartwood, a tree that binds memory and time." Idris raised his eyebrow. "A tree?" Yusuf smiled. "Not just a tree. A guardian. There were once many across the earth. People who showed great kindness near one would be remembered by the tree. If they ever lost their way, the tree would guide them back." He paused. "Did you ever help an old man here?" Idris nodded slowly. "Yes, decades ago." Yusuf took something from his satchel, an old, faded scarf. This was found with an ancient scroll in a distant monastery. The scroll spoke of a boy who gave bread to a dying traveler near a heartwood. That traveler left behind a blessing. Idris stepped back. That scarf, it was mine." Yusuf smiled. "Then you are the one the scroll spoke of. Come, touch the tree. The gift of waiting." Idris placed his hand on the bark. Suddenly, the wind stopped. The birds quieted. The world hushed. And then, memories flooded in. Not his own. He saw his mother smiling. Her laugh. Her hands making dough. He saw himself as a boy, giving away his bread. He saw the old man again, but now in royal robes, sitting in a palace, weeping as he wrote. "To the boy who showed me humanity when I had lost faith in it, may the earth remember your heart when men forget it." The vision ended. Tears streamed down Idris's face. The tree blooms. That spring, for the first time in living memory, the waiting tree blossomed, not just leaves, but white and gold flowers that glowed at night. People came from far villages. They sat under the tree. The sick felt peace. The lost felt hope. And in the center, carved by time, a new line appeared on the bark. Kindness never dies, it only waits. Dove moral of the story: kindness is never wasted. Even when the world forgets your name, the heart remembers. Every selfless act plants a seed, one that may bloom long after you're gone.